Hey kids, what's going on? We're at Avenged Sevenfold headquarters right now. Mr. Zachy V, Mr. Sinister G. This place is it's become our home. So yeah, we're totally in the middle of making this album and it's just been absolutely crazy. It's gonna get crazier. So this is it, Big Blue Building. Check it out.
The clarinet stuff.
See, I'm making my airtime.
Oh, yeah!
He's sitting down too.
Oh, really?
All
right, put the mic down towards him. Are you gonna sit for this one? Fuck yeah!
Critical Acclaim was the song that was probably one of the first ones that we'd written for this album.
First song we had an idea for, and it was just completely mapped out in its entirety before we even wrote any riffs or anything, so it was definitely a departure from how we usually do it.
And at first I was a little bit skeptical, because it's always weird to hear what your band members are coming up with that's new in a different direction. And we'd been playing the songs from City of Evil for so long.
And so we wanted to make a song that was sort of like very riff-driven, very simple. So I think I remember picking up some guitar and just laying down this simple
Matt saw the demo all along and knew how it would turn out, but it wasn't until we got in the studio and started adding layers and just making it huge and really working on the lyrics. It was one of my first times really collaborating with him on lyrics, and we just wanted to get a really good message across.
How does it know? You don't know. I want everyone to have to do this, because this is going to suck. So how does it feel to know that someone's kid in the heart of America has blood on their hands defending your rights, maintaining your lifestyle so you can tag his family's existence?
Yeah, dude. We wanted it to just set the mood for the entire record. We want it to be in your face, powerful, to mean something, to say something.
That's cool.
Kind of one of those songs that you can be driving around and it'll just really slam right off the bat.
Critical Acclaim turned out to be like the heaviest fucking craziest song we've ever laid down.
That's what we want right there.
It's just really cool to have all the different vibes turn out to be successful and so powerful.
On this part of the song, the piano comes in and like these nice lyrics come in. It gets like this swaying type of feel. Very like moving, you know, like it's got to be floating. And then you kind of do like, and then and you dive bomb into the fucking. Yeah.
That song really, the magic really happened here in the studio.
We were writing for weeks and weeks, and one of the last days I was like, well, we have this song, Critical Acclaim, and it's, you know, it's grooving, but the chorus isn't anything to be really desired.
In this record, throughout the whole thing, we wanted to bring a lot of the live elements that we have of everyone singing.
Everyone has a great voice in the band, so we decided to split all the backup parts and shit like that amongst ourselves rather than just having Matt sing everything.
Like those? Cool, let's move on to the second verse.
When we were demoing the song, the Rev sang the vocal melody to the chorus.
And the Rev had this very simple chorus with a couple chords, which is the chorus you hear today, and he's all, let me lay it down.
When it came time to actually track it, it was definitely an element that we wanted to have in the song was the Rev coming up in the chorus, something that we haven't done before.
He laid it down, sang this thing, and I was like, dude, you sound awesome singing it. You should sing the chorus. That was cool, dude. We have this kind of cool intro, and it's kind of supposed to be a fake out, you know, like you think you're gonna get a typical Avenged Sevenfold song with some dueling guitars and stuff, and it just kicks in and kicks your ass. And it kind of sets the stage for the rest of the record that, you know, we're still Avenged Sevenfold, but this is a very much more groove-oriented, groove-based record.
Fuji's. Anybody take an order?
Got a camera, I'll take an order.
Almost Easy was a song that the Rev came to the garage with where we were demoing out the album.
Jimmy, like, you know, went into hiding for a while. Didn't really go into hiding, but he went and started writing. And he's like, I got a song, bring it to you guys and show you it. So he comes over one day and Almost Easy has been written.
He started playing this guitar that we just didn't know what he was doing there yet. We were listening to it, we were kind of smiling, you know, like, where's this going?
And when you see the drummer play the song, it doesn't really come across as great as it could be, you know. He's like, oh, I can do that riff so good, and just imagine it. Brian refused to play it. He just refused to play it. He didn't like it. He thought it was just cheesy, and at the time it did sound a little cheesy because it was just, you know, one note.
And then as soon as he was finished, he started putting on this drum beat. In the verses, he went to this really cool, it's almost like a Latin drum beat, but very metal at the same time. It was very different from what we were expecting.
Almost Easy kind of goes more for the shredding, aggressive vibe, like kind of an old school vibe. Has a lot of new contemporary flavor to it, throwing in shit like double ride.
It was one of the first times that we'd ventured off and everyone took over on the vocal duties for the backups.
In the studio, we decided to come up with these backgrounds. Mother had it all. We had everyone sing on it, all 5 voices, doubled them up, made a huge like choir pad type sound and put some sub bass on there and made the song a little more palatable as to just being a pure thrasher.
Thrashing ass tone.
We didn't have plans for that. It was just kind of a one-line sort of thing, and it turned into harmonies. And so those kind of things I really love to have happen in the studio because it's a surprise to everybody.
Any of you that have seen us live know that we do all our own vocals. We would have to mimic Matt's voice in order to make it sound the best. And this time we wanted to take our own voices and mesh them together. And it really just gave that song, and all the songs for that matter, just a whole new dimension that we've never really done before. So now I think when you do see us live, we've already captured that on the recording.
The song was going to be in Transformers, the movie, and then
It wasn't.
It transformed.
It transformed into not being in that.
And lyrically, it's about people mess up a lot in their life. They fuck up all the time. And it's easy to forgive those. Sometimes it's easy to forgive those people, sometimes it's not. You know, it's always easy to say you're forgiven, but deep in your heart, you don't really want to forgive that person because it's almost easy, is the catchphrase. It's almost easy to just say, okay, you're forgiven, or it's almost easy just to let go, or it's almost easy just to give up.
I'm holding in my internal organs have just failed. It's a massive internal failure. Like, I can feel, usually one of them will pain as opposed to, you know, another, but they're all going, yeah, they're still going. Wait! They're still going, dude. No, you just gotta fucking, like, hey, come on! You know, like the old Nintendo system where you gotta fucking just be like, hey, come on, play the game.
Scream is a song that's a little darker and a little more vicious, I guess, than some of the stuff we've done before.
Definitely a very focused song. Right from the beginning, we really wanted to slow this record down, have it be a really groove-oriented album. We've never really done that kind of stuff. The Rev is a freak when it comes down to laying just a wonderful groove down.
We wanted to slow down the record to a tempo of about like 140, kind of the idea of where your heart rate is.
And we just wanted it to have a ton of vibe and just a ton of energy.
It almost has like a modern, old school, very, very early Avenged Sevenfold dark vibe.
Lyrically, we wanted it to be like kind of like almost not violent, but like a pleasure through killing type of a vibe.
That one rules. I don't think we need any more. Or maybe one more?
Shits and giggles.
One more, shits and giggles.
There's a few parts in that song that we tried that have never been done by us, like the incorporation of using extreme sub bass.
We got our buddy J.E., hip-hop producer, actually, to come in and do some 808 blasts, and he made all those, and it came out really great. We just heard those a couple weeks ago for the first time.
Dude, the backups and screams are crazy. Mix?
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been listening to that. Is it up a little louder or something?
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you have a system with subs, you're actually gonna hear just a super low sub bass come in, and it'll just rattle your speakers. And I think that's something that, you know, hard rock, heavy metal bands and songs haven't really done.
We're in Vegas a lot, and I like to gamble. I love to gamble.
That's a good time.
I was like, you know that chromatic scale when you pull down a slot machine? I was like, that'd be pretty fucking sick as a riff. Zachy came back with a full-on chromatic scale.
Like,
You know, he took the idea and it was awesome. He sent us this demo of it. We're like, yeah, that's perfect. That's really cool. Brian went home and he came up with the da-da, kind of added a little more groove to it. The da-da. He's always been a really big fan of those type of like grooving, like bending, huge guitars. He just loves that stuff. And he loves it when it's a little bit out of tune and a little bit, you know, wavering a little bit so it's not too pretty sounding. The guitar solo, we were actually lifting weights, working out, and I was like, dude, you know what would be cool in the beginning of the record would be if you just shredded over something and you it really didn't even have any notes. You're just doing a motif of like a over and over and over.
Okay. And the solo is the hardest solo to play because it's all picked. It may sound like it's something else, but it's all picked. It's all those fast, ridiculous triplets, and I don't know how I'm gonna play it live, but we'll figure it out.
That's a badass solo.
it's a song that you could definitely bang your head to, or you can always see one of your favorite dancing girls dancing to it.
To me, this song with the riffs and stuff was like a strip club anthem, you know, just pure groove. Girls can dance to it. At the end of that song, we kind of wanted to make it like kind of coming in and out and a little bit more of like a euphoric type of feeling. So me and our engineer Fred sat up really late one Saturday night and we started messing around with samples and with delays and reverbs and different sorts of things. And we sat there and just took all my vocals and took them apart and let them go through it.
I love
I like the way it like blends into the chorus.
That's the craziest, yeah.
So that's how Scream came about. We didn't want it to be like, oh, here's a grooving part and we're gonna ruin it with a fast part. Kept the whole thing grooving, the whole thing's the same tempo, and it just always makes you bop your head. You'll never hear a part in that song where you don't just want to go like this.
Afterlife is a really interesting song.
It's just a really adventurous song, probably one of the longer tracks on this record.
We were all frantically writing, trying to come up with the best stuff, and Jimmy was actually kind of AWOL for a little while, and we were really trying to get him to come in and write and stuff.
Just a spoonful of Jimmy helps the whole world go down.
He came one day and said, I have a song for you guys. Little did we know he had this full song that he'd been, hoarded away in his house writing, and we heard it and we just flipped out. He just really stepped up to the plate, and typical the Rev fashion, the chorus is extremely catchy. It has a pop element, but in a more like somber tone. Lyric-wise, it's really a cool concept because you can apply it to, your own life and relationships and stuff, but that's not what it's intended for. The actual storyline is about a person that finds themselves in the afterlife and they realize they have too much stuff left on Earth to do, and to go back and make it right, they have to escape from their afterlife so they can go back and make amends with the people they love and care about.
Imagine if there is a heaven and you're a crappy person in real life and you show up and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I was a crappy person. That's kind of the hell of dying too early, and it's kind of just saying, be a better person now. I have family and friends and I don't want to make the same mistake again. And in this instance, it looks like the person's gonna get a second shot. And all of a sudden these laughs come from everywhere. The Rev did those. Can you try a track of more like defined laughs, like that are not so distorted? He just went in there and started laughing. He was laughing so hard, and nothing was funny. He was just laughing, and I was laughing my ass off in the control room just because it just seemed so funny to me that he was doing laugh tracks over and over and over.
Awesome.
Dude, you're a fucking genius, dude.
To throw that in this song is the fucking best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
During the demoing of the song, we had strings on the keyboard that we were playing, and we eventually got to have Mark Mann come in.
One of the great things about Avenged Sevenfold, the guys, is that they're brave enough to try new things. They're also confident enough to know that their songs and their musicianship are just so great that they allow someone to come in and arrange things or add things, and that's a great honor. I mean, it's trust.
And that was really cool to work with him. He came in and did all the string parts that we wanted to have an intro and then slam into our traditional Avenged Sevenfold duels.
Synth solos out of control.
We had the string players, and we were playing through the song, and then it comes to the guitar solo, and Brian's guitar solo is just blistering. And Miles, the bass player, was just listening on his headphones, and he just had to turn around and look at the control room, and just with the biggest grin. And when that take was done, he just came out with, "My God, that's the greatest guitar solo I think I've ever heard."
The solo in Afterlife was definitely a trek. It wasn't really written before the studio. I try and get as many solos written before I get in the studio as possible. Just creates a better vibe that way, and from what I gathered, the Rev wanted something ridiculously crazy.
On Afterlife, all the guitar work that Finn does on the album is just mind-boggling, you know?
Well, you have the force. And it's a good look for you, too.
Fuck! Let's do it again.
Do it again?
No, it sucked. Just listen. And even though it doesn't necessarily fit the song, I think its finest. It's definitely the most shredding solo on the album. It's ridiculous. It was fun to definitely push the boundaries. I've done stuff that I never thought I could ever play. It's definitely a great feat as far as I'm concerned.
That's just one of 11 examples of amazing fucking guitar solos.
That's how that song came about, and we're really proud of it. I think the Rev did an amazing job, and he really came up big on that song, and hell yeah. Hello?
Scream went dead.
Fred's fucking with us.
Fred needs a refresher course. Let's go back to Full Sail.
Oh, Fred didn't like that.
All right. Got a little more run up?
Got it now.
Gunslinger is one of those things where I had this riff, this heavy riff, and my idea for it originally was this heavy grooving song, 1, 2. Brian kind of went home with it, was like, hey, I kind of want to use that riff, but I want to use an acoustic guitar on it.
It has this great intro that just climaxes without, the typical climaxes of adding instruments or singing heavier or higher. It just kind of goes naturally it goes from 1 to 10 by implying numbers 2 through 9. That was about as cool as it gets. That's absolutely unreal.
It was really cool to have an intro and a whole verse. It's about a minute long at the beginning of the song where it's just the acoustic guitar and M. Shadow's voice.
We had this melody over this, and it was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then it kind of went into my idea of it, which was when the song explodes into the rock part.
The thing that I love about that song is that no matter who I've shown that song to, it's always the same reaction. If you play that song to somebody new that's never heard it before, just kind of stand over their shoulder, and when the chorus comes on, look at their arms, and you'll see every little hair on their arm standing up, because it's just that kind of song, which gives you the chills.
And he had this pre-chorus, and then this chorus, but the pre-chorus was our chorus now. Won't question why so many have died. That whole part was his pre-chorus, and me and the Rev looked at each other, we're like, dude, that can't be a pre-chorus. That's like a chorus. There's like closure in that.
I think it's definitely one of the most touching set of lyrics, that Matt's probably ever wrote. He's really great at writing when it comes to people being separated from each other.
To bring me closer to heaven with you.
And I was specifically writing it for, our troops in Iraq and people that are in war anywhere in the country or anywhere in any country that are away from people they love.
And instead of bitching and complaining about whose fault it is or why they're over there, fighting wars, it's just the human element of just being separated from the people you love.
But I also think that the song's not so directed at that to where someone that's just on vacation or someone that's on tour and missing their loved ones can't relate to the song.
Music video.
If anything has gone just perfectly in the studio, it would definitely be that song. We had a guest female vocalist, Shauna Crook. She's absolutely amazing. She's part of the Music Mafia. Had a great opportunity to meet the guys in Big and Rich, and they've just completely befriended us, and we have a mutual respect. We're really about music without prejudice, so that's how they put it.
Hey, sing it like a lead, like, fuck this background shit, we'll bring it down.
Yeah, be loud. But our boundaries are endless as well. We've always been pushing the envelope and trying to just incorporate anything that we've ever heard out of our influences into our music.
And I think about 6 months from now, when I've been on tour, that song's really gonna hit home to me because we all miss our families and friends. So I think that's just a really great song with great lyrics and a very Western cool vibe.
When are we putting the claps on this one?
Pretty soon, pretty soon.
All over the holes.
Brompton Cocktail. When I first heard that song, I nearly shit myself.
Brompton Cocktail has one of the sickest grooves on the album. It's very laid back, very vibey.
Brompton Cocktail is one of the last songs that the Rev kind of was brewing up, and he brought it to us, and we all kind of started fucking around with it.
Brompton Cocktail, I kind of had the idea for, it's kind of a hip-hop-ish type of really heavy, subtle groove parts, like in the verse.
Lenny Castro laid down some amazing percussion on that kind of stuff, and it's really just put the whole song in the pocket.
To me, it was this awesome groove track. It reminded me a lot of Tool, something they would do with a lot of the percussion and a lot of the, percussion wasn't on there at first, but I could hear percussion in it.
That was awesome, man. And we laid down some great strings that are just really accentuated type stuff that just really help with the groove.
We really wanted to have strings put in the verses, a really answer and call thing to the vocal line and to the riff.
Wanted to bring, for the lead part, bring in strings instead of guitars. So the da-na-na-na, ra-da-da-da. We thought that would add like an Avenged Sevenfold vibe to it.
And I wanted to mix it with violins and give it kind of an Alanis Morissette, uninvited type of vibe.
It was just great that these guys came in to help out and make it so that we got this all done in the amount of time we had to do it.
I think that everything that we laid down on that song just completely helps that groove out so much.
Shadows wrote some amazing lyrics that I think a lot of people can relate to.
Chorus, love the chorus. I actually re-sang the song like 3 times just to be completely happy with it. It was kind of one of those things where I just had to keep working on the vocals to get them where I wanted them. one felt good. I was so
On a funny note of the song, a lot of the stuff that was written by the Rev, the stuff you written on guitar was actually very awesome, but it was about me and Sin's worst nightmare because anytime a drummer writes on a guitar, he makes up notes that are pretty much unheard of to the average guitarist. And our fingers are stretched out like this. When we're playing a guitar, our fingers look like this, stuff you've never seen. But it's actually really fun. It's something I never even think of doing myself. So it just kind of pushed me to learn this new style, you know? I know Sin used some cool effects on the solo, too.
Damn! I don't know how you can grab that shit so fantastically.
We stacked that song, even though it sounds very minimalistic. It's got a ton of shit in it, but it all works in its favor.
But overall, the song's just very powerful, and it came across really great.
Fuck that, I'm out of here. Jesus Christ.
Track it.
This is where all the bullshit on the album happens. Low-end bullshit that just fucks with your ear. Makes you really sad. Sometimes the brown note.
Can't spell bass without ass.
Right now, we have a song tentatively titled Disneyland Acid Trip. When you hear it, I think you'll kind of understand why.
I wrote this silly piano part with this drum. I had this idea, like this old, like Western, like with the old piano that plays itself, and with the drum roll behind it and stuff. And I wrote this verse, and then I showed it to everybody, and then I wanted to immediately throw it away. And everyone's like, "No, yeah, that's rad. You got to keep that. You got to keep that."
We were writing it. We were kind of just like, how should we approach this song? You know, it wasn't really coming together. A lot of songs were passing it up and growing. This one's kind of staying stagnant between verse and just, we didn't really know what we wanted to do, but everything we were kind of adding to this thing created this vibe. So we finally one day asked ourselves, what does this song remind you of? What do you think of when you're writing this song? And we came up with a flying carpet ride. We were like, this is a flying carpet ride. And as we kind of went along, which happened much faster after that, we just realized it's much more than a flying carpet ride. It's like being on acid at Disneyland.
So they were like, well, let's like do like the electric parade in Disneyland when you're on acid.
The B-boy should be Matt's cartoon voice.
We had Jamie lay down the piano on it and worked his butt off on it and just get that thing perfect.
Just did all this kind of classical-esque type stuff.
Then we're gonna change the whole vibe. We're going to this pirate type.
Some of my favorite just nuanced type guitar work, a la Walter Rice. Walter, do I still got a Walter? Damn! We got a Walter?
I'll get him.
Oh, you real thing.
I got some. You want some water?
No, just some Walter.
We wanted to have a song that just had a real religious choir to it.
Yeah, so the singers in the choir come in and they're really great to work with because you can say, here's the parts to sing and do it right away and get an attitude and get an approach that you want. And then if you try new things and try adding something, they're really quick about doing it and learning it. The added dimension of that many voices on a track behind Matt's amazing singing. Some of the choir was just going, man, how does he sing like that? It's so great.
Do you get vocal lessons? Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Really? I'd love to learn to sing like that.
You guys sound amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Very fast, very efficient, very beautiful.
The song worked out. We were like making this end part, the end groove, and Brian turns to me, he's like, you know what? We should have little kids sing this thing, kind of like, where it's just like real cute.
Brought in some kids to sing, which is, you know, a nice innocent vocal sound.
And I was like, wow, you know, Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life. I was like, if we made it sound like that with like 1 or 2 kids like singing it, like singing their butts off.
You know, I don't know, they're 8, 9, 10 years old, and they were so professional. They came in, they sang, it was amazing.
And lyrically, we just wanted to write about growing up and the full circle of life. You grow up, you get older, you have one chance. Then the kids at the end are saying something very heartfelt and meaningful, something that's way too intelligent for their age in a way. And that's how we kind of wanted to have these little kids singing this thing, because they're just kind of in the whole energy field force kind of repeating life. They're starting up, you're dying, and then you're creating energy for something new to be born.
Definitely one of my more favorite pieces on the album.
As much as I wanted to throw it out, it became one of my favorite songs, just because it's so enlightening and enchanting and kind of crazy and so many different textures, and I'm just glad we could pull it off.
Stupidest thing you could ever have. The stupidest fucking thing you could ever have is what me and Brian are doing. You know why? Because last time I decided to get real fucking fat before we did the DVD. So now I gotta eat stupid egg whites and oatmeal until I'm skinny again.
Right now, at this very moment in time, there's a song floating around the studio called Fast Melodic, because we're not too clever at making song titles in the early stages.
All right, Fast Melodic.
Fast and melodic. We wanted to make a song that kind of reminded us a little bit of our old school, more like Second Heartbeat-ish, where it's like more punk-driven.
Fast Melodic is another one of my favorites, just because it just flies through. It doesn't ever stop. The catchiest song on the album.
That song really to me is the most melodic poppy thing that we've done. But it's some poppy shit right now, dude. I don't want to say poppy, but it is.
Starts out with these dueling guitars that Sin came up with. To this day, I don't even know how that guy comes up with stuff like that.
And we're off.
It's just pure melody, pure energy the whole time. It's really, really fast.
I think Sinister came up with an amazing solo at the end. It's really just a free, like very cool and driving, and just happy and poppy.
I like the guitar solo at the end, extremely uber melodic, to the point where you just want to slap me because it's just too goofy.
Another new thing to do? Those days when that guitar just won't stay in your fucking hands?
Wax it up, wax it up, wax it up. Get that thing all waxed up. A little bit of sex wax, yeah. It's just a great vibing song. It's just a happy song. It puts you in a good place, and we auto-tuned the shit out of it.
And while Matt was in this very room doing the vocals for that song, I had this brilliant idea, which you might hate me for later, to get a little festive with the auto-tune.
It's something that we've always really liked, you know, and we never heard it in any rock music. So we really wanted to try it out, and we actually all fell in love with it.
We took the vocals and we hard auto-tuned them so that you can hear the actual notes, just, you know. And we just thought that it called for it to make the song, you know, unique and try something we'd never really done before. And it came out really cool.
And I don't know what that really does to it, but I think we like it.
It's one of those things that people either hate or love. A lot of people that have heard it already so far have been like, you know, I don't know if other people are gonna like that thing you have in your voice, but I love it. And I've been hearing that from everybody. Like, I don't know if other people are gonna like it, but I love it. So that's a good sign, is that everyone's kind of scared to like it, but they just like it.
I love it, dude. That's what I'm That's what I've been saying. I think if we're gonna do it, we gotta fucking do it.
One of my favorite tracks on the album is definitely Fast Melodic. It was really cool to hear the lyrics that Chads came up with for it. The way you're singing the chorus is great too. We demoed the song and had Gates humming a melody for so long that I could sing along just to the humming. The lyrics he wrote for that song are really impactful, and they really touched the shit out of me the first time I heard them.
The song is about mankind just always being obsessed with war, and that's just how it kind of is. You know, these people preach for peace and stuff, and it's a really nice thought, but mankind has always been based on war and conquering and this and that, and you always know that in the end the empires will crumble and there'll be another war to be, you know, the ruler supreme, and that's kind of what the song's about.
My heart, at least for the most part.
I'm scarred today. Hey, dog. What's wrong with you?
You want me to do that high octave too?
Dude, what happened? Jesus Christ. What happened?
Once again.
One of the last songs that was written for this album is a song that had been running around the studio, and it was called Country Rocker, which I believe is going to be called Dear God.
Dear God is the biggest departure.
It's something that we definitely wanted to have on the record.
We've been listening to just a vast variety of music, and country being one of the biggest ones, so we went in that route.
The original riff was written by Brian.
I had a riff, and it was very country-esque, and so we were like, well, let's just try that out. And then I was drunk on vodka in Big Bear when we decided to go right up in Big Bear, and we were thinking about this song and laying down melodies, and I picked up a guitar, and it just kind of flowed, the melody and the verse, and I wrote the chorus right there on the spot.
I wanted to fill up the speakers sonically, but not without using electric guitars and making it like just kind of dense sounding.
We had some great musicians on that track.
We brought Shauna Crooks in from Music Mafia. We brought her in to sing on that song because we thought it'd be a cool little country flavor to have her on it.
In the beginning, and then you kind of break off on those things.
Cool.
Sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
And that was definitely a treat because she's got a beautiful voice, and that was just fun to hear her sing.
So we did a lot of textures with banjo and acoustic guitars and just different flavors to make that chorus big.
We brought in, you know, pedal steel.
He was just a phenomenal player, so we kind of trade 8ths or 16ths or whatever it is at the end. He just blows me away because he's just so much tastier and so much more melodic than I could ever be. I'm sitting there trying to think of the best shit I can play, and this guy's just, you know, in La La Land going crazy. It's just absolutely phenomenal.
He's using every appendage of his body to make that thing work. And he's doing a volume swell.
Yeah.
And he's kicking in the distortion. It's crazy.
Sin plays it fucking flawlessly with such great feel. That's one of the things that I'll always be envious about. He plays with so much feel that he could play any style of music. You know, you can actually hear just everything that we're feeling coming across the way that he plays the notes and stuff, and I think that's really cool.
And we kind of wanted to fade out like Hotel California style, where it just kind of goes different solos, different textures, and you kind of just listen and get in the groove and just have it flow like that.
But this song was just made for when you're driving down the highway, you know, just a long journey, just to put your mind at ease, sort of.
A road song. It's about being away from people that you miss and love and wanting to get back home to them and just being alone and lonely. I know a lot of people feel that way a lot of the time when they're on the road.
Just kind of the whole journey of writing the album, it's kind of, you know, a finishing point, just to kind of relaxing into the madness that's going to be the album.
We've always had our slower, more ballad songs, like Seize the Day or I Won't See You Tonight.
And I think we really captured a lot of cool things and tried a lot of new things with that song. And I think you're probably going to hate it. So fuck you. Just kidding.
I tell you, I love all these guys, man. I tell you, they're great. The Jimmy, he gets a couple drinks in him, he touches me, you know, places. I mean, come on, man.
He's a wild guy.
And the Johnny, shit, man. The guy fucking farts worse than my fucking...
It's like sulfur.
Shit.
It's sulfur. You want to tell us a little about what you did on the record exactly besides write, produce, conduct? I mean, what else did you do? I heard there was a lot of vocal comping going on here, and...
Well, I comped your vocals, you know, Shadows. You did a great job. Like I said, the yeah, is very great, very cool, you know. I love that shit. And I'll tell you something right now. This is just between, you know, me, you, and, you know, the kids that are at the home. The Gates, man, he did not play a couple solos, if you know what I mean. I just, you know, late one night, I play guitar.
You play guitar too, huh? That was you. Well, I wanted to thank you personally for making our record better than it would have been.
We were a little bit subdued during our writing process with the whole city life. The Rev found out for himself. He kind of went AWOL for a little bit to lock himself up and write.
Not right!
I did the same, you know, I just had to clear my head, and so I kind of disappeared for a while and just wrote on my own. And it kind of hit Matt a little bit after it hit us that he needed to get away from all the noise and create some noise of our own. So he came up with the idea of heading up to a cabin in Big Bear.
Everybody was up in Big Bear at M. Shadow's cabin.
Because we were just getting bugged too much by neighbors and family and fans and friends.
You know, we've come a long way and achieved some success. And coming to Huntington Beach and writing isn't necessarily the same as it was several years ago.
We had a little bit of a writing process up there to kind of get away from everybody in Orange County. We wanted to clear our heads and get up there in the mountains where there's just nothing around you and we could just be inspired by each other.
Sinister and the Rev had this band called Pinkly Smooth.
It's just primarily goblin metal, heavily Danny Elfman influenced, as well as Oingo Boingo.
When Jimmy decided he was going to write on this record, he didn't know how to write Avenged Sevenfold style stuff. And we're like, you don't understand, like, we are Avenged Sevenfold, we can write whatever we want. So the first thing he came to us with was Afterlife. We're like, Afterlife's a great song, but it makes something crazier. Try to write outside the box, like Pinkly Smooth stuff.
And one night, the Rev started playing this piano line that had been in his head and he had been working on at home.
He's like, okay, just give me a keyboard. And so I had set the keyboard to the little motif rack, and he's like, just press record.
And so he started playing this thing with one finger and adding another finger.
So he plays like one note at a time. Plays the song for 8 minutes all the way through with one hand. And he's like, okay, now start me over again and give me a left hand. So then he does left hand, just ding, ding, just like these little chords, right? So then he's like, okay, now record me on the drums. Press record on the drums, and he just plays this crazy beat over this piano, right? And it's just going crazy, and we're just like, okay.
And then adding some bass notes, and all of a sudden we have piano and drums.
With a little bit of a melody in the chorus, and that was it.
So we have 8 minutes of just like piano, one left hand, one right hand, nothing spectacular. We didn't know what we were getting there. Then he's like, okay, takes the mic, and he's like, now give me a track on the microphone. So we give him a track on the microphone, and he's just whispering these melodies.
And it just sounds like this 8-minute, 50-second collage of different ridiculous stuff.
When I first heard it, I fucking had no idea what to think. I thought, okay, well, this is cool. The Rev's crazy now. Whatever, we got other good songs that are gonna be on the album. Matt just heard this piano and the melody that Jimmy was singing flipped out. It was like #1 on Matt's list to make sure this thing happens. I just didn't get it.
No one really wanted to work on it because it's this big ordeal to work on. Even at one point, Jimmy came to me, he's like, we shouldn't even record Big Bear, I don't want to record it. When we went to record it for real, and I was like, dude, gotta record Big Bear, dude. If not for any other reason, but I want to listen to it.
Matt wasn't having it. He was adamant that we needed to let Jimmy just do what he was gonna do, and we all just needed to work together.
Yeah, turn up one of the tracks. Yeah.
It was really very different from anything we've done.
Jimmy, who's a mastermind, was thinking at 1,000 miles a second about these cool melodies and the storyline and writing lyrics for this thing.
Must have stabbed her 50 fucking times, dude. It's such a cool line, dude, when he sings it.
The Rev got these lyrics that were kind of twisted and funny at the same time.
It's basically a story about a man murdering his significant other and preserving her to do whatever he pleases with her. And the story takes a twist.
She comes back from the grave and kills him.
And they go on this murderous rampage.
They're both dead souls together, and they get married and terrorize everyone else.
As it started to come together, the song was just so amazing, and we definitely wanted to make it a special song for everyone, as it was special to us.
Totally inspired by all the crazy shit that we listen to, all of us, ranging from bands like Mr. Bungle and The Residents.
That's another one of those magical things that as it just progressed in the studio, such as the string arrangements, the orchestral arrangements brought to you by many members of Oingo Boingo.
Mark Mann said, I'm going to call Steve Bartek to work on this song and do horn arrangements.
And I said, yeah, let me involve Steve Bartek, the guitar player from Boingo, and get him to do some horns and stuff.
So we're like, Steve Bartek, fuck yeah. Like, Mark Mann and Steve Bartek, the dudes from Oingo Boingo who do all Danny Elfman's stuff, are going to work on this song with us.
Bringing in guest musicians is always a great thing.
So we went into Capitol Records building in Hollywood. We put some great brass on and strings on.
Working with them was awesome because they just bring a great deal to the table, like shit I couldn't come up with myself.
We have brass and woodwinds, and we've never had that on a record before.
Trumpets, trombones, saxophones, some clarinets.
We had a full brass choir, orchestra.
It's just an epic piece of just great musical material and proportions. You have the live players, and they hear it, and it's like oompa, 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 and it's like this great sounding brass and these big chorales. They were just grinning ear to ear and loving the sound of it.
Once that was on there, then I'm like, wow, this is something great, bigger than we've ever done.
Added some choir today here at El Dorado Studios.
Yesterday was the day that we really got to put all the fun stuff, the laughing and the yelling and
the whole band came together. We had Zach doing the wedding ceremony.
Of your eternal life. Take this band and death for the rest of your life.
you know, the deep vocals. I'm the minister.
And then we started laying down vocals, and the lyrics have this ridiculous, crazy content to them.
Okay, kids, let's roll it.
I sang the main vocal.
Before the story begins, is it such a sin for me to keep what's mine until the end of time?
Jimmy singing the narrator part. We had a girl named Juliet come in and sing. She was amazing. She just played the part perfectly. It reminded me of like a movie soundtrack.
That's great. Let's do the giggle now.
The idea was we wanted a Halloween type of vibe.
You know, me and Jimmy have a good time together. He's just a crazy fucking guy. And
Come here, you fucking bitch!
let me hear it back.
Yeah, dude, we need to get some bottles breaking and shit.
We were throwing ideas like, oh, let's have the murders go in there and chants like, eat it, eat it. Wait, one more time. All these funny things that we just fucking came up with on the spot, and me and Jimmy were just going in there fucking going crazy.
That's all yours the last fucking time! Get over here!
And it just kept evolving and kept evolving. We were having so much fun with it. It just turned out to be beyond anybody's wildest expectations.
I think it was like a gift to us because I don't think anyone wanted to put in the work on it until things started really happening with it.
It's just unbelievable to see the vision that Jimmy and Matt had and see it come to life.
Definitely have a stronger sense of pride in your accomplishment after self-producing. I'm amazed that it's over.
And now that's probably one of the things we as a band are the most proud of that we've ever done because it's so adventurous and so much different than anything we've ever done.
Now it's like my favorite song ever. It's my favorite song we've ever been a part of. I'm just so grateful that Mark Mann and Steve Bartek pushed so hard to make the song happen, and they worked so hard on it.
Avenged Sevenfold are really great musicians, and they know what they want. They're producing their record themselves, which is an amazing accomplishment. So I'm really pleased to have been able to add a little extra something to their sound.
I look back on it, I think there's no other way I'd want to record a record. It's so fun going into your friends and just making some music that we can really enjoy, and we really laugh at it, and I'm sure you can see that we're just having a great fucking time.
It's not typical Avenged Sevenfold, but then again, what is typical Avenged Sevenfold?
I never really knew that my little crime would be cold. That's why I got a heater for your thighs. And I know it ain't your time to die. Bye-bye.
Gorgeous. Thank you.
Very, very welcome.
I really appreciate that.
This has been the best album we've ever fucking made, the best time.
Thanks,
Best time ever.
We owe it all
My
to
pleasure.
different genius people that we've been working with.
Yeah.
Dave Shipman, we presented him with a nice watch.
Oh, yeah.
He presented us with some very fine champagne.
Crystal.
This is to celebrate the end of our album. So, gotta celebrate in style. Good job. Johnny Christ takes the cake once again.
Cheers. I love you guys so goddamn much, I can't even fucking believe it.
Great job, guys.
Yeah. Me and Zach are officially done. As of right now, we are leaving.
We will see you in a city near you. Woo! That's how it feels to get done with your fucking producing our own album. Still a pack of smokes for the road. Beat the table a little bit. Fucking bark at the moon. And like that, we are fucking out of here.
Someone to hold when hope begins to fade. A lonely road crossed another cold state line, miles away from those I love, purpose hard to find. Dear God, the only thing I ask of you is to hold me when I'm not around, when I'm much too far. Tired.
What's up, everybody? I'm Shadows here, Avenged Sevenfold, and we are in beautiful Burbank at El Dorado Studio. I'm recording our next record, our newest record. First off, we're gonna come over here and meet Robbie. Now, on the first track on the record, you're gonna hear some chanting. And this guy right here had the ultimate voice to do the chanting. So he's one of the runners. He's gonna be an engineer someday. There he is, there's the man. Hello. Come on here. This is Studio B. Where we've been doing a lot of vocal comping. Miles away from those I love. Sounds pretty good, right? Miles away from those I love. Those I love is pretty cool. Miles away. Johnny's been doing a lot of bass in here with Fred.
You can see I got everything lined up that I've been using for this whole record. Been really concentrating on making every song sound a little different. Got a bass wah pedal that you might actually be able to hear on Scream. There's a little part where I have a distorted channel and I just throw a wah and it gives kind of like a growl sound to it. And the bass pod has been a big help on this record. A lot of just textures and effects that we add to the bass tone itself.
There's Fred. There's the man. The myth. I like what we just did. Got the organ over there. Extra vocal mic set up for some extra overdubs. At the last hit. Like you're spading off, you know, it doesn't matter. We got this guy right here, little secret weapon. Don't want to tell you what that's used for. All those kids out there. Yeah, secret weapon. We got the piano that we've all been playing on. And then all the crazy piano stuff, we've been hiring a friend of Dave Schiffman's. Who's been coming in and nailing out some crazy piano stuff. There's the shitter, where we eat every day.
I'm gonna hit him up with a little something special. Check this out. Oh, wow, stays alive, barely. Stays alive.
Oh, come on!
Right through you.
Oh, what's that?
Now, I'm gonna take you into the live room. We've got all sorts of guitar amps set up in here. Got this killer guitar tech named Walter.
Can we add a little game from the amp? I can do it by doing this. And then they win.
Here are all different amps, different cabinets set up, different microphones set up. It's a huge live room, it's great. Sounds great in here. This is the mic we used for the gang vocals and chants. Just trying different stuff out. All these guitars. crazy pedal board that Walter brought in. He likes to have all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
So me and Gates are gonna go onto our MySpace page, and what we're gonna do is interact with the fans and see if they believe it's really us. Hi guys, this is the real Zachy V.
Were they talking to the other one?
I think they might believe it's us.
Really?
Yeah. Luke's Z, he's adding Sin Solo Live to his MySpace. Sin's next to me as we speak. These kids are good, you know? Very trusting. Sometimes it pays off to be trusting in a world so cold.
Cool. They don't give a flying fuck about us. Cool.
Yeah, these people aren't even...
Metallica said fucking, yeah, Kirk's right next to me. I'd be like, oh, wow. No, I'd probably just say cool.
Well, me and Gates have to get back to work. But we love you and thank you a lot. So those few lucky people that believed in us will be rewarded by watching this DVD and having talked to us.
Luke, so Luke.
Now into my vocal booth. So I get to sit in here to look at any lyrics just yet. The boss is in there all yelling at me, telling me what I'm singing wrong.
Try a couple more of those. Might be a performance thing. Maybe a little sharp on the ending. It's flat right now. Yeah, you can just stop it. I don't think you gotta go, ah. I don't think you should go down. Wrong lyric. We'll try it in like falsetto a little bit at first. I don't know. He's got a boner. I'm only a man. That was the best ending. Wrong lyric.
And do I even want to go for that style or no?
I don't think so. No.
You know how many wrong lyrics I'd have on this record if Zach wasn't here?
Yeah! I thought the end was flat. Yeah, it's not quite sitting. It's getting much better though. That was perfect inside, dude.
I'm using a C12 on this for all you tech nerds out there. I'm using a C12 doing most vocals on that. I'm using this SM7 as well for some of the heavier stuff. The Rev's been doing a lot of vocals and the C12 doesn't really handle his voice too well.
Huh?
When you get all crazy up there and you hear those little cracks in your voice, it's pretty cool, so just let it go.
Okay.
So we've been moving back and forth between a SM7 and a C12.
I think it's also good.
When like that. The only difference that I
Psycho fucking.
All right, so here we are in the control room. We got Dave Schiffman over here. Doing his thing, working on the record.
We have 2 takes of it, but we should definitely get it again.
All right. Here's some amps we got. Doing most of the tones off this stuff. Fucking Sin Gates crap everywhere. I mean, look how many pedals he's got. It's kind of a guitar player's wet dream in here. One time we write songs in my garage and Brian fucking breaks a string in guitar, so he sets it aside, won't put a new string on it, gets another guitar, puts it aside, gets another guitar, breaks string, puts it aside. Now he's out of guitar, so we can't even play anymore because he won't put new guitars on. He's like, well, I'm gonna call Schecter and have him send me some new guitars because he won't put new strings on his guitar. So finally he takes all his guitars home. And it took him like 2 days to come back with new guitar strings and have them tuned because he refuses to do it.
I had to relearn how to fucking tune these guys. Look, not a regular guitar. fucking tremolo. That's an exact
The
science.
funny point is that he didn't want to put on a string so bad that he would rather have the guitar company send him brand new guitars with new strings on it than just put one guitar string on. The writing had to halt for a couple days because of that. Sinister Gates, everybody.
I loves my gun.
We've been doing the whole record to tape over there. Doing one takers, full record. Here's the notepad where all the lyrics get written and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten. Actually, this record's the first record that we've actually been taking our time on the lyrics. Everyone's been having a say in it.
You need the high line?
I need 2 high lines and the first low one.
You want that to be the first line of it?
No, I want this to be the second line.
You rated a 10, but you only rate what you love as a 10 or something like that. Just fucking, I don't know. You know what I mean?
How about self-righteousness is wearing thin?
That's good too.
That's kind of cooler, huh? Righteousness is wearing thin. Because that's like,
yeah, I like that.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Good job, guys. Just rewriting them, and just making sure they're where we want them to be. They may not be perfect, but they're where we want them to be.
Fucking biscuit ball far.
So far, dude. So much farther than Sinister Gates.
It's a better surfer than me. Damn, she'll be a better baseball player.
Some more guitars. I've never even been to this area of the studio. It's such a big room. There's where I am when I do my vocals. Some old tape machines in case you want to, lay drums down to tape. It's kind of something people do nowadays. Lay the drums down to tape, then put them back into Pro Tools. It gives it maybe a little warmer of a feel. We opted not to do that on this record because we thought we could capture the energy and the sounds we wanted by just getting good tones up and getting them straight through Pro Tools. Instead of wasting the money on tape, we just bought ourselves some more time to make stuff a little more perfect. This is where it happens. This is the console. And that's Dave Schiffman again.
Are we done here?
Yep.
Get your own meaning in life. It's almost time for rock
What's up, everybody? I'm KZ Brown with World Audience. I do all the marketing and day-to-day for Avenged Sevenfold. This week we are doing the Producer for a Day contest. This contest originated with, we had an idea for it and we approached the guys and they were totally into it.
We wanted to give something back to the fans a little bit. Came up with the idea of having this contest.
The way we wanted to do it was we wanted kids to create their own videos. So all we said was show us your passion, your dedication, your creativity. Condense it to 2 minutes and show us what you're made of.
A lot of really good entries, and it was hard for us to decide, so we eventually took 2.
2 that were very outstanding. One was a guy named Chris.
I'm Chris Gwynn from Situate, Rhode Island, and I'm the other producer for a day for Avenged Sevenfold.
He has a fan site, he has tons of merch, he has this big section in his room full of posters. The next guy is Daniel.
I'm Dan McLaughlin. I am the co-winner of the co-producer for a day contest.
Daniel made this great piece where it was like a country western theme and he was getting shot at by these 2 guys and he reveals himself to be an Avenged Sevenfold fan and shoots him in the head and makes his long trek to Los Angeles.
When I first submitted it, there was like 10 videos on YouTube, I think. So I was like, oh, my chances are pretty good. His like scared me because I was like, oh, his is awesome. I'm done now.
So originally it was going to be 1 winner. The guys wanted these 2 guys to come out.
We flew 2 kids out, directed some amazing videos, and had a blast with them.
Everyone's chilling right now. Matt's doing vocals, and everyone else is just hanging out, so let's go meet them. Dan and Chris.
What's up, man?
How's it going, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Congratulations, guys.
Hi, John.
Videos are awesome.
Good? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for getting us here.
Oh, dude, you guys earned it. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
They kind of got to see kind of a different day in the life of Avenged Sevenfold in the studio.
Shifty, let's play him some.
Okay.
If you guys don't like the songs, you have to lie. It's on camera.
We're gonna have them come in and get a listen on the record and just see what they think about it. You know, we really want to hear what our fans have to say about it. And these are the two. We're one of the many that we really have strong opinions about our music and are big fans, and we want to get their feedback.
I think we're gonna play another slow one. Let's do Scream. I think that's 3.
Chorus is awesome.
Cool. Thanks.
That one part's kind of Dimebag-esque. He's like scream, scream, scream.
Oh yeah.
The riff under that's kind of
Totally.
So are you a big Monster fan too?
Yeah.
So you're Lugosi and Vampire.
Lugosi,
You gonna still do that arm?
I'm gonna do this arm in color with
the new school.
I like really like traditional Japanese.
That's awesome.
Stuff.
Yeah, done nicely. It's good. I hate when people just like
Gotta get
just
it
throw
colored.
yeah, that looks really good.
I know. That's what it says.
Yeah, we just had a great time with those kids. They were awesome kids. They were great fans.
Day went awesome. Heard some awesome new tracks, so I'm really looking forward to the new record. It's still got your like signature like melodies, but like brutal stuff. That first song was really heavy.
It's really sweet, and I cannot wait till October.
Spent a lot of time talking about production with Matt.
I sing them I'll sing them for I'll do 3 or 4 hours of singing, like every line 30 times.
Yeah.
And then for 20 times or whatever, and then I'll go in there and go through every line and put it together.
Recorded some tracks for a song, Broke Some Bottles. We get the rolling bottle effect.
3. That's so cool.
This one was good.
Sounds like someone just knocked him off the table.
I don't know what it's called yet, so you won't really know until you hear it.
Yeah. Good. Cool, man. Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Glad you guys got to watch us actually record a track.
Yeah.
You see how silly we are when we're actually recording. That's why so much goofy stuff makes it on the record, because we're just like, who cares?
At least you're having fun.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Fans that came in for the studio, producers for day winners, seeing them in real life, getting to meet them, just getting a chance to interact with fans again. It's felt so great.
We get a lot of cool stuff from Warner Brothers in the band, like the friendliest guys in the world, so for sure. It was awesome. Couldn't have asked for a better time.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how the making of the cartoon came about.
People don't sell records anymore, so we've resorted to making cartoons.
We basically were approached from Warner, and they'd wanted us to do a behind the scenes making the album, to bring you guys into the studio with us and see what it's all about, since we're producing it ourselves and stuff.
I could bring out anybody to produce this fucking record that will make us fucking money.
And we're like, yeah, absolutely. We definitely want to show people what it's about. But how about if we give a little bit of that, and on top of it, try something that's never been done? A little light bulb went off my head that said, maybe we could poke a little bit of fun at ourselves and animate ourselves and make a cartoon out of the funny things that happen in the studio.
This is Sinister Gates, possibly this one. This is Hecky Vengeance. It's me, dude. That's gonna be my cartoon character.
Hey, newsflash.
And just show fans a whole new dimension of Avenged Sevenfold, the more humorous side.
This is Johnny.
He was obsessed with the enemy.
He was.
Johnny's gonna be a banana.
And that we're capable of, trying new things and not taking ourselves too seriously.
Fuck the death bag.
We went and sat down outside, just talking. All of these funny instances that have happened while we've been in the studio, from Johnny growing his beard to M Shadows fogging up the ISO booth during his vocals.
How'd you like that one, boys?
I might be a little tone deaf, but that sounded like you were farting. Are you farting? Oh!
We just thought it'd be a great idea to go take all of this stuff and make a cartoon out of it. So with a little bit of help from this great animator out in the UK, a script that was written entirely by the band, we created the first ever cartoon version of Avenged Sevenfold.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, the thing about making the cartoon is that it's such a departure from anything we've ever done that we didn't really know what to expect. So it's all still new to us, and it's actually happening as I speak this. You guys will get the final product, obviously, by the time you see this. But we gotta go in, take our scripts, and we gotta do our own voiceovers. The Rev gets to do Johnny's voice because he's got the best Johnny impersonation.
What do you say we go severe during the duration of the recording?
All right, cool. Totally down with that.
But we can't cut them till it's over.
Fair enough.
We can't cut it short.
Fair enough.
Short.
Okay.
Fair enough.
We had Fred, who's our engineer on this album, go in and do several voices, which are undeniably the best.
Well, guys, listen, thanks for coming down to this meeting. You know, I know you guys have been writing really cool stuff. The last tour's just been great. I love the Deathbat. The thing's crazy. Love it. Anyways, before we get started, I had these appetizers flown in. They're flown in from Japan. I don't know what they cost. It's on your dime. Anyways, you want to produce the record yourselves, I hear. Really cool. You ready?
But yeah, we all got together in the room and read our scripts, and I'm sure you guys will be able to hear outtakes from that and stuff.
Has anyone noticed the Rev acting a little strange lately?
What about when I packed your mom in the back, Fred? What about that?
You know what? Let's just not talk about that right now.
The pop filter. The motherfucking pop filter.
Give me the keys, you fucking cocksucker motherfucker!
Okay, well, what the fuck? I mean, you cut your beard. I didn't cut my beard. You know, I thought we had a pact.
And we just went for it. I think it was fair to say that every single person that was in the studio was laughing harder than they've ever laughed.
That's not gonna work.
Not ever. Fair enough.
It's still unbelievable to me, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as we have.